guys, it's Kylie, and in today's video I'm going to go through the top 10 pins in my pin collection. So today I'm going to share what are some of my top 10. I went through my pin collection and picked out 10 pins. Some of them aren't just my top 10 because of the looks and the pin themselves. Some are the memories behind the pin. And then some are based on the pin itself just because I think it's a really cool pin. I'm going to go through those 10 pins and share some of the stories around them and kind of go into more detail than I do when showing off my pin collection and explain why I picked this pin and some of the memories that go with that pin. But if you guys are interested in more Disney videos just like this, definitely hit the subscribe button, turn the bell so you get notified every time I upload. I post tons of Disney content on this channel. And now we're going to dive into our 10 pins. So this first pin is a Donald Duck DCL deck department pin. So I picked this pin, one, because it is kind of hard to get. You do have to get it directly from somebody in the Disney Cruise Line deck department. And the story behind it is we stayed on our cruise. This was our cruise, our Star Wars Day at Sea cruise in 2017. We stayed in concierge and we got very friendly with the people in concierge, like the workers in concierge. Well, at dinner every night next to us was one of the people that worked in concierge. She happened to be sitting at the table next to us every night at dinner. And we got to know her, and her boyfriend was actually in the deck department. So when pin trading night came around, she talked to her boyfriend, and when I went up to him to trade pins, he actually gave me this deck department pin. It's something you can only get. There's one other type of pin like this. There's an engineer's pin that you have to get from somebody that's in the engineering department on the cruise line. But I was very happy to be able to get this pin and add it to my collection, where it's something that not a lot of people are able to get because they only get about one of them a cruise. So it's kind of hard to find. You have to be that one person that individual chooses to give their pin to for that cruise. The next pin I chose is this Happy Holidays Mickey pin, and I've shown this pin before, but the big story behind this and why I think this pin is so special is during Adventures by Disney, each day you get a pin. When you go on specifically the holiday adventure, so we went on the adventure that was during Christmas time, you get this extra bonus Happy Holidays pin. It's Mickey all dressed up in his winter gear, it's got Christmas lights, and it says Happy Holidays. In 2019, we were able to go on an Italy Adventures by Disney, and throughout that whole trip, we had some awesome memories and we got to explore Italy. I definitely recommend Adventures by Disney if you haven't done before and are thinking about it. I think it's such a cool experience. And as a pin collector, it was fun to get a pin every day, and we got this extra bonus pin. And that trip, we also got to go to Disneyland Paris. So being able to explore Europe, and especially being able to explore Europe through Disney's eyes of everything and having the Disney tour guides. So even though it was a tour of Italy, we still had that Disney magic with it. I thought that was super fun, and this pin definitely has a special memory from all that, and is definitely something I like to show off and one of my favorite pins in my collection. This next pin is one of my favorite pins more because of the pin itself. So it's a mini jumbo pin, and it is of Boo's door. And then when you do open it up, inside you have Boo and Sully. You have Boo laying in her bed with Sully right next to her. I just think it's such a cool pin. It's limited edition, and Monsters Inc. has a special place in my heart. It came out the year I was born. A lot of times my grandmother would call me Boo, and kind of that's what I looked like when I was little. So it has a special place in my heart that way. I love the movie. It's one of my favorite movies. It's probably my favorite all-time Disney movie. I love Sully. He's probably one of my favorite all-time Disney characters. So this whole pin kind of represents everything that I love about that movie, kind of some of my favorite scenes, all of that. So this is why I chose this pin as one of my favorite pins. This next pin is a Chip and Dale pin, another one that opens up. This pin is special because it was one of the first limited edition pins in my collection. It wasn't the first, but pretty close to the first. On my trip to Disneyland in 2014 is really when I started collecting limited edition pins and getting more into buying limited edition pins. And we had just bought DVC in the February of that year, and then we went on this trip in August. So this was my first DVC pin that I got, and now being DVC members, I really enjoyed that I was able to get this pin. And it also has my favorite characters on the inside. It's got Chip and Dale. That's definitely my largest collection of all my pins, so I was very excited to be able to get a Chip and Dale pin and it be DVC and be one of my first limited edition pins. There's a lot of memories of going to Disneyland with that, and I just think it's such a cool pin, and it was one of the first limited edition pins in my collection, so I was very excited to be able to add that to my collection. So that's why I chose this as one of my favorites. This next pin is from 2015, and it is from the Frozen 5K. This was the first real Run Disney event we did. We had done Castaway K5K, but this was the first like real at Disney World being able to run around Epcot. I did the 5K. Some of my family also did the 10K. It was fun. It was the 4 of us, plus we brought a friend, and we were all able to run the 5K together. It was such a cool experience being able to run around Epcot. They had Let It Go and different Frozen songs playing in all different languages as you ran through Epcot. This is what the medal looked like, and I just have lots of fun memories from that February trip. So being able to do the Princess half marathon weekend was so much fun, and I was very excited to be able to do it. That weekend we also did, the next day after we ran the 5K, we did the entire Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom in one day, so that was a really fun memory. So there's a lot of memories tied to this one pin. Now this next pin does relate back to that Monsters Inc. pin, and Boo was kind of who I was when I was little. I kind of looked like Boo when I was little, and that's what my grandmother would sometimes call me. So I decided to put this Boo pin. This is also one of the first pins in my collection. When I first started collecting pins, I would collect a few of favorite rides, attractions, and characters, and this is one of probably like the first 10 pins in my collection. So I was very excited about this pin. I've had this pin for a while, and it definitely has a lot of memories around it. So I was very excited to have this one and show off this one just because it has so many memories. That's the big thing I took with a lot of these pins, were the memories that are behind it, and I really do love this pin, and where it was one of the first pins in my collection, and you've seen how my collection has grown over time, it's really cool to have that pin in this list. This next pin is a Disney Cruise Line, my first cruise pin, and it's got Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale, again, represent me and my sister. We're twins, so I like to represent us by Chip and Dale, and this is from our first Disney cruise in 2014. Lots of memories from that. That's when we got our DVC points. It was so exciting. My parents surprised us with the cruise we went on for February vacation, and it was cool just to be able to go to different islands. We went to Mexico, we went to Castaway Cay. To be able to experience that all was really cool. This next pin is an El Capitan Studio Store Hollywood pin. This is my only marquee pin in my collection, or one of the only marquee pins in my collection. This is really my main marquee, and it's for GForce. I think GForce is such an underrated movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I know most people don't think of it as a Disney movie, but it is one of my favorite movies. I've watched it multiple times, and I always love and enjoy it. I think it's a super cute movie, and it's fun having like the little hamsters be spies. I just think it's so fun. The guinea pigs, all of that. They have the moles, all of the different animals, and how they're able to do so much as like pets. So I really enjoy this movie. I think this is such a cool movie, and to be able to get this marquee pin, I was very excited about it because you don't see a lot of GForce pins. So to be able to get a pin, especially a marquee pin with GForce, was definitely a fun one to add in my collection. This next one is more just because I think the pin is cool. This is a Disney Cruise Line one. I got this when I bought that large auction lot, and it is Disney Cruise Line on the outside with Chip and Dale, and it looks like a porthole, and then when you open it up, it does actually, you can see the back of Chip and Dale, and then you also see Goofy dressed up in his sailor attire. This is another limited edition pin. I just think this is such a cool pin. The colors on it, the characters, are some of our favorite characters. For my family, it's a DCL pin. I love cruises, I love the characters, all that. So this is definitely one of my favorite pins just because of how cool the pin is. It's limited edition and it's older, so it's definitely one of my favorite pins. Just in, even though it's a small pin, it's still an awesome pin. And then the last pin for this is my 2019 graduation ears pin. I love this pin. I actually really like that they did the ears that year because ears are a big part of me. I have a lot of ears. I enjoy making ears. So to be able to have my graduation pin also be the ears, I think that is super cool. It matches the ears I have. I love the extra bonus of like the loose tassel on it. Super cool. This represents my high school graduation, and I definitely love having this. There's a lot of memories from my high school graduation, our big Disney trip that we did after graduation when we went on 2 Disney cruises and we did the Keys of the Kingdom tour. That was definitely an awesome trip. So there's a lot of memories both from the vacations around it and just from graduation, and I just think it's a cool pin. So that had to be in my top 10 as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Definitely let me know in the comments down below, what's one pin that would be in your top 10 and why is it in your top 10? Is there a special memory around it? Anything like that. I'm definitely thinking about doing this for other collections, maybe my Wishables collection, ear collection, all that, and showing some of the stories behind them or some of the reasons why they're my favorite. So if you're interested in that, definitely let me know in the comments down below as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did, and I will see you guys later.